Canada has announced its plan to recognize a Palestinian state at the United Nations General Assembly in September, as stated by Prime Minister Mark Carney on Wednesday. This marks a significant policy shift and has been met with immediate rejection from Israel. Prime Minister Carney emphasized that the decision to recognize the state of Palestine is driven by the goal of preserving hopes for a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which has been a long-standing Canadian objective and is, perceived as being eroded before our eyes. The specific announcement was made by Carney, who stated, "Canada intends to recognize the state of Palestine at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in September 2025. This aligns Canada with France and the United Kingdom, making it the third country to consider recognizing a Palestinian state during the upcoming UN session. Israel has strongly criticized Canada's decision, viewing it as part of a well-distorted campaign of international pressure. When asked about the possibility of a change in Canada's position before the UN meeting, Carney indicated that while there may be a scenario, it is currently difficult to imagine. Carney clarified that Canada's intention to recognize the state of Palestine is, really contingent upon the Palestinian Authority's commitment to essential reforms. This includes President Mahmoud Abbas's government body's pledge to hold general elections in 2026 without the participation of Hamas, as well as the demilitarization of the Palestinian state. By aligning with France and the United Kingdom, Canada has positioned itself alongside major European nations in considering the recognition of a Palestinian state. The Israeli embassy in Ottawa condemned Canada's decision, expressing concerns about recognizing a Palestinian state without accountable government, functioning institutions, or benevolent leadership. On the other hand, President Abbas of the Palestinian Authority welcomed Canada's announcement as a historic decision, while France expressed a willingness to collaborate in reviving the prospect of peace in the region. Canada's plan actually goes beyond the recent announcement by British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Starmer stated that the United Kingdom will formally recognize the state of Palestine in September unless Israel takes various substantive steps, including agreeing to a ceasefire in Gaza. Carney emphasized that Canada has been dedicated to the hope of achieving a two-state solution through a peace process built around a negotiated settlement between the Israeli government and the Palestinian Authority. However, he noted that this approach is unfortunately no longer sustainable, citing reasons such as Hamas terrorism and the expansion of Israeli settlements across the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem. The Prime Minister also highlighted the challenges posed by Israel's parliament vote, calling for the annexation of the West Bank and the ongoing failure to prevent humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza. These factors contribute to the growing remoteness of a two-state solution, as per Carney's assessment.